All right, what's up my brothers? So in this video, I want to react, if not respond to this bougie kind of YouTuber gal who I've actually talked about before. She's been on a whole bunch of different podcasts. I don't know what her name is. I really don't care. She's dispensed really, really bad advice to women along the lines of things like don't do coffee dates, make sure he only takes you out for dinner, have really high standards and wait for the perfect guy. And the reason why I often say that's really bad advice is most women don't qualify for that top shelf guy anyway, you know, the top 1% man. And they have kind of like a delusional version of the kind of guy that they should be entitled to based on the kind of crap that chicks like this talk about. Let me show you the video and we'll get into some of the feedback around it so you understand why I'm making this video and why it's significant, because this kind of advice is what gets women into trouble. So let's play this right now.
I started the egg freezing process. I did some preliminary tests which showed that my egg count is really low, and I know a lot of women struggle with this. I had a ovarian surgery last January, and I knew that I have endometriosis and had like a giant cyst on my ovary, and the doctors told me that did tell me that might affect my fertility, but we didn't even start like the actual egg freezing, so it still might be that my eggs are high quality, but there's just not a lot of them. It's just so sad. I've been like crying the entire day, and you know, people say like, oh, you're not alone, this happens to so many women, but I mean, it feels very alone. Lonely. I don't know. Like, I just feel this giant pain in my stomach right now. How's your day going?
Yeah, well, thanks for asking. My day's going great. I'm gonna fire up the Spider RS and we'll hit the road and talk about the stupidity of this woman and the irony of it all. I mean, like I said, I don't know her name, I don't know her age. She's been on a whole bunch of podcasts. She's got a very large YouTube channel. Again, she's one of these bougie, like Eastern European girls, likes to tell North American women, hold out girl, you can do better, have really high standards. Don't do basic things on a first date like a coffee date. You have to force him to take you out to dinner, order expensive things from the menu, make sure he's looking after you. And you know what? Typically, I don't have an issue with that. I am totally fine with the guy taking the lead. In fact, the guy should take the lead. He should pay, you know, for the dates. He should be the presider and the protector. But with all of that should come authority, and you should be getting it with a younger, fertile woman that offers something to you. This is where the problem lies. And a lot of people are going to get mad, I know. I see in the comments, oh, Rich, this could happen to women in her 20s, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I understand there's certain conditions that exist, but the probability and the chances of you having issues with a pregnancy as a woman are significantly lower in your most fertile years, i.e. in your 20s. If you start putting off becoming a mother for, you know, waiting out for the one or trying to get somebody better because you think that you're hotter, like the video that I responded to, it was about a year and a half ago, somebody sent me on TikTok. She's basically talking about how she's so gorgeous, nobody can tell the difference between her and a 20-year-old because she looks after herself, you know, with Botox and with breast augmentation, all this sort of stuff. She was basically banging on about, I am just as hot and just as valuable on the sexual marketplace as somebody 20 years younger than me, which I call bullshit on. That is a big fat lie. It is really bad advice to women, leads them down the wrong paths. Sure, you go get your boobs done, you can get stuff injected in your face, you can dye your hair. I mean, you can even see in this video, like her hair's not done, she doesn't have any makeup on, but luster in a woman's hair declines in their older age. That alone could tell you that she's not 20 years old. That alone tells you that she's been through life and aging and exposure to things that take away the value of a woman. Remember, we've said this many times, this is my observation of the studies that I've gone through, and it summarizes that men are success objects to women, women are beauty objects to men. It is why women are concerned about a man's future, and a man should be concerned about a woman's past. What has she done before you met her? Because she is interested in your future. In fact, the exact stuff that this gal talks about in her videos is all very aligned with make sure he's wealthy, make sure he's well-mannered, make sure he pays the bill, make sure he takes you to a nice restaurant, make sure he's got style. And if he doesn't, girl, you don't go out with him, you hold out for better. Well, look at what happens when you hold out for better. You end up like this in a situation where you're talking about freezing your eggs and you've got complications associated with it, more so because of your age. These sorts of complications where the quality of the eggs and endometriosis and blah, 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 and that sort of stuff are gonna be more frequent in older women than they are in younger women. So ladies, you listen to crap like this, these are the kind of results that you get. Literally, the jokes write themselves nowadays. You have these stupid bimbos on YouTube and TikTok telling women, girl, you can have it all. You need a man like a fish needs a bicycle. Hold out for the one. While they get run through by a bunch of guys testing for the one, hoping that the one shows up, and then there she is literally sitting there crying her face off as a stupid dog mom. I can't get what I want because my eggs are no longer good quality anymore. I swear, the jokes write themselves these days. Gentlemen, make sure you are wise when you deal with women on a dating basis, on a more permanent basis, on a invite them into your life basis if you want to have children. One of the stupidest things that I see men routinely do when they call into my podcasts or my shows whenever I hold a space or an AMA or anything like that, is they come up with some shit like, hey Rich, I'm 31, I'm dating this gal and she's 39, she's 41, she's 44, something like that, but she's significantly older and she wants to have a kid. And then they start talking about things like IVF, in vitro fertilization. It's laughable because these things cost $20,000, $30,000 in some cases for a round, and they're not successful usually right away. Sometimes you have to do several rounds. It's not that uncommon. I've heard of guys spending $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 plus to try to get their second wife, their older girlfriend, or maybe they're in their 60s and they meet a chick that's like 40 that hasn't had kids yet, and he's successful and he's got money, and she convinces him to do IVF, and they spend a shit ton of money to get her knocked up. And even if the egg is successful and sticking and it fertilizes, there's still the higher probability of complications with the pregnancy, having a healthy pregnancy, delivering a healthy baby, a baby that's not on the spectrum, that doesn't have a disorder. All of these things exist. Guys, I've said this many times. When a chef is cooking a Michelin-starred dinner, he's not grabbing the frozen peas from the freezer. He's grabbing the fresh peas. Fresh is always better than frozen. If chefs know this, why can't we get this through our heads when it comes to things like women's fertility? Fresh is always better than frozen. Younger is always better than older. A woman's value is based in her fertility to most men, and in this case, the reason why she's upset, and I don't feel sorry for her because she's been giving women the wrong message. She's been talking for years and made loads and loads of videos telling women, put it off, wait, you can do better, bougie this, force guys to do this, that, and the other thing, make them jump through hoops, you know, make them say how high when you say jump, girl. It's just absurd. And like I said, this is what happens. This is what we call karma. Guys, you let me know what you think in the comments. If you're interested in connecting on a deeper basis, I've got a really good school called the School of Unplugging. That's pinned in the top comment. You get access to me, a whole bunch of exclusive content, all for a monthly membership. Go check it out. Have an awesome day, guys. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.